Hello, this is Fritz Monsma. I've been asked to give people a look at my Moodle page. One thing I've done is to open up guest access. So if you note the title of the course in the top left, this is the course for my Civilization 204 core course. If you search for that in your own Moodle homepage, you should be able to find it, and you should be able to look around if you're curious. For each class day, I put a lesson plan in the top center of the page to list the students' responsibilities. I put in links to where they can go discharge those responsibilities to try to give students a firm sense of what they need to do. Let me scroll down. I will look at the schedule for the classes of this week. One thing I'm beginning to realize is that as I add more and more classes, there's an awful lot of material, and I may have to ship some of it out to some other place so that the excess isn't confusing. But here we have the spot in the schedule of the whole class for Thursday last week. You can see there's the reading assignment. The top of the page had a link to an electronic document for that reading. On the right, toward the top, are reading questions that the students are responsible for answering. There's a forum for them to post their replies. We can look at that in a minute. And underneath the assignment, I've copied the lesson plan so the instructions are there for the students so that they don't miss them. I've put in direct links to the lectures that I've uploaded on Moodle, or rather on YouTube. Moodle will put in an image of a video still to give the idea where the link goes. When students click on those pictures of my lectures, they get to YouTube and the actual lectures. And down at the bottom of each week's assignments, there are the links to the actual applications, which I've used. Those come from Moodle. They're available on all Moodle sites. I have here a survey. I asked the students to rate their preparation. Right now this is looking the way it would for guests, so there aren't any questions to answer. There's another link for a forum of live chat. These are threaded discussions. I ask questions. The students respond. I try to keep up and respond to their responses and to encourage them to talk back and forth among each other. And while the class is going on, I keep a live chat going if people have direct questions, or just to encourage the sense that it's a live class during our regular classroom hours and that people can talk back and forth. Now, it probably would be useful for me to show a little about how you customize your page to show these features. So let me tell you a little something about that. Now, the entry for all of these customizations is the button you'll see toward the top right of the screen, the Turn Editing On button. Now, I will scroll down to an empty week, which will be easier for us to see what's going on. If you look at the 22 March, the work week for Nowraz, you'll see what's most helpful. Two things. The blue link for add an activity or resource. That's where the Moodle applications come from. And then toward the left, under 22 March, the little gear icon. Now the gear icon will bring up a little widget which will allow you to type in content for that week. If you wanted something like what I've got under 29 March below, you wanted to put in the assignments and the instructions for each day's class, that's where you do it. Let me take a quick look at add an activity or a resource. This brings up various applications which you can use. I've added chat for each day so that there can be live communication to the students who are signed on to Moodle during class times. This is the one that I use to get everybody's self-assessment for their preparation. This is the one for the form where I collect the bulk of the content. You can see that every time I select one, the Moodle gives a description of what it is, what it does, how it works. You can look around there. The resources at the bottom are useful. If you had a document, any sort of file that you wanted to distribute, you could use the file widget, and this last one allows you to put in an external link. That's useful if you've done video lectures to YouTube or elsewhere. You can put in a link that leads to them. Now, if I try the gear icon, you see just a blank window. Anything that I type in here will show up on my Moodle page. Now I've put into the paste memory of my device here the YouTube link that leads directly to the video. And so if I create some text here and then highlight it, I've typed the same thing twice because when you put in text for a link, Moodle won't actually show it. It will show the thumbnail sketch from your lecture instead. But if I click on this little chain link icon, I can paste that link in there and then save my changes. And now I've given the students a way to get directly from my assignment to the lecture I want them to watch. There are many other things to do, and this gear widget is more useful and less depending on how savvy you are about creating web pages. If anybody has direct questions for me, I'm always available by email. I'd be happy to hear what people need to know.